everyone. We welcome you back to Calling the Shots. I'm Kiki.
And I'm Sarah.
And as always, we're just so excited to be with you guys.
Yeah.
I know this is usually when we give our own life updates, but did you see that Kira
is pregnant?
Is pregnant.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
So fun for her.
So fun. It's another boy.
Which is wild. Also, like, right up her alley.
This is her third boy, you guys.
Yeah. And I'm like, I feel like she, at this point, has just, like, owned the boy mom.
She has.
Like, title and doesn't want to deviate from that.
Seriously, at this point, she was born to be a boy mom.
Really?
And she, like, loves it.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like if that were me, I'd be like, really?
I'd be so overwhelmed. Because I'm like, boys are just, like, a whole nother... Like, at least a girl, I know how they think, how they feel.
I can relate.
Yeah.
But at this, I feel like she literally was made to be a boy mom.
She really was. She's killing it.
She is killing it. It's crazy. She also has gone, like, way more low-key.
Yeah.
So she removed a bunch of her followers. Did you see this?
Gosh, no.
She removed, like, 8,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
So we're lucky.
Yeah.
No.
Honored.
And if anyone, seriously, I don't say this to be like, oh, she removed me as a follower. Like, it's not a personal thing. She just was like...
Did a cleanse.
She kind of told me when she moved to Idaho.
Yeah.
She was like, I want to have, like, a more private life.
Yeah.
She's like, not that she's like ever claimed to be some celebrity, but like she has always shown her life on social media.
Yeah, she kind of built a following.
And she built a following just naturally, like just by being herself. She's someone that's really interesting to follow. Very obviously, we're friends with her for a reason.
Yeah,
we love her. We love her
literally
stuff.
Obsessed with her.
Yeah, but seriously, I love Kira. And sometime when she's back in Utah, we'll get her on the pod. We've talked about this before, and I think it would be awesome. So Kira, we will get you. But I think she might still have people like on TikTok and stuff. I don't know. Yeah. But I think she decided her Instagram, she wanted to be for like friends and family only. Like friends and family to get updates. And that was just, honestly, that's like a mom call, I think. I can't speak for her, but like just kind of knowing her and how we've chatted before, I think it's just like, look, I have a family. I want my kids' life to be a little more private at some point.
I feel like that's always a conversation with social media is how to balance it, how much to show, how much to hold back on, and everyone's different. And so I think just finding what works for you and your family, and like as she enters kind of this new era with having a third kid, I could see that totally being, okay, let's reevaluate how much of a presence our family makes.
Absolutely. And it's like, when your kids are getting older too, it becomes a little different where like they're not just like, obviously when they're a baby, they're like cute and they're fun. But like as they get older, like they have their own personalities and like they are kind of learning how to interact with the world themselves.
Yeah.
So
also the internet can be cruel.
It totally can be.
So like why put them in that light?
Yes.
Like, even, like, risk putting them in a light where, like, 100%. The internet can do what it does the worst of.
Yeah, just tear people down. So, and I think, truthfully, I do think, like, I don't think I was going to say there's no right and wrong, but there is definitely a wrong where you're, like, exploiting your children.
Yeah.
But, like, there's different levels.
Yeah. Everyone has their own.
Everyone has their own way of doing it. And I think as long as you know what works for your children and your family and you feel good about that, like, that's what matters as long as everyone's, like, happy and healthy and taken care of and good.
Yeah. Also, I'm so excited to see her children grow up because they are going to be such crazy athletes.
I know.
Like, already that family, her siblings, her husband was, like, a football player, like, I just know that there's good genes there, and man, I'm so excited to see them, like, go pop off and be, like, little athletes.
Straight up.
I can't wait.
I'm so curious, even, like, will they play football, like, her husband and her brothers, or will they
do baseball or soccer or whatever.
Yeah. So I think it'll be really fun. I'm also really curious because she always says that, like, her oldest is like her husband and her youngest is like her twin. So I'm just so curious to see what this third little guy's like. Yeah. I think that'll be so fun.
Mix of both of them.
I think that'd be so cute. So,
oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. This is our congratulations to you, Kira. We love you and your family, and we're
rooting for you.
Yeah, literally always. We're huge supporters, and we're just so excited.
I know. When I saw that, I had to because sometimes I just scroll. And so I literally had to do a double take because I saw she posted something and I was like, wait, what did that say? And I was like, oh my gosh, she's having a kid. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's another boy. This is so exciting.
No, when I saw it was like, we're having another kid. I was like, is it a boy?
I need to know.
I needed to know right then.
Oh my gosh.
But it's fun that it is. Yes. Like I said, she is a boy mom through and through.
So true.
I wonder if they're going to have more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hasn't she said she wanted like a lot of kids? Am I wrong?
No, she very well could have said that. I'm just trying to remember. I talked this conversation with a lot of my friends.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to assume, but she could have a whole team, honestly. At this point, with the rate she's going, she could have like a whole starting five for basketball.
Straight up.
You know?
I mean, her and Moroni can play, so. Yeah. She got way into women's basketball, remember?
Which is true.
No, I think she'd be playing boys basketball with them. Co-ed. It's fine. Yeah, that's true, though. She could. I mean, honestly, they're probably just focused on this one right now.
Yeah. This is very true.
You know, so exciting.
Shout out to her.
So exciting. But I needed to mention that.
No, I'm so glad you did because I meant to ask you about it. So
yeah,
literally so excited.
I need to text her. I'll text her after this is done. So then she'll get a text ahead of time.
Yeah.
I did comment on the post actually though. I think. Yes, I did. Nice. No, I did. Anyways, I'm just trying to remember. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's super exciting.
Yes.
Anything else going on with you? What's going on?
No. Not really.
I like that I say anything else going on with you. Like this was a part of our lives.
Yeah, we're invested.
Kira's announcement. It is. No.
Yeah, no, just working.
Working.
What about you?
Do you like my nails?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So I did these New Year's nails, guys, and they seem simple, but they're like basically all like
I was looking at them earlier trying to figure out what I was looking at because I've been far away from you, but no, they're so cute.
They're like a clearish pink color, and then I put like rhinestones. Only like 5 or 6 rhinestones on each finger, but it was my New Year's nails.
No, they're so fun.
And I had to update you on my nails. So those are my nails.
Yes. I
like
they're boring. They're just gray.
No, I think the shape is perfect.
Yeah, I've gotten better at shaping them.
You've done really good.
I broke one of them, so we're just not going to look at my pinky. But
I was like, what are you doing hiding one finger? Been there.
You know what happens. But I got a little bit more of like a technique down on how to shape them a little better.
They look really good.
So I was excited.
I'm impressed, Sarah.
I let my husband choose. It was either this or like a dark purple, and he was like, I want the gray.
I think the gray is cool for winter.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like a good transition color from like, I don't know, winter into like spring because it's like a lighter gray.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing crazy.
I like it.
We're easy.
Are you still doing one nail at a time?
Yes.
Okay. We need to get you a real light.
Yeah. This is only the second time I've done my nails, so.
Yeah, but you're good at it.
Yeah, this is true. Maybe I'll invest.
You are good. Honestly, it is crazy though because you think it's going to be super expensive and they're like once you get a light, like you have a light.
Yeah.
And the colors are like $5 each maybe. It's
honestly because of the glue, I don't know how I would do it on all because I have to press it down pretty hard for like the glue.
Right,
my nails are weird like to shape. Yeah, because it's tips. So I'm like, I don't know how that would work because like the reason I like the one nail is because I'll hold it underneath with my other hand.
Oh, really?
So that it like adheres all the way.
Do you use nail glue?
Yeah, it's like it's the brand. It came in a pack. It came
nice.
As like yeah.
So I'm psycho and I use super glue and
it
is always fine though. Okay. I feel like it stays better and it never breaks off until I shave it off.
That scares me. See,
I
don't have a
drill.
Yeah.
No, the drill would be another investment, but it is the reason though is it saves. I only do it if a nail like my natural nail breaks. Yeah. Then I just take super glue. My mom does super glue too. Actually, we just take super glue, put the nail on. Yeah, but
you also use gel builder, right?
No, I do it on top. Yeah, I will attach the super glue to my actual nail.
Okay.
And what happens though is when it grows out, it just becomes long and like pops off because it's like so long at that point
or whatever.
Or a lot of times what I'll do is I'll clip it and I'll just file it down and then it just ends up staying like it doesn't ever come off. So anyways, and then I just do it for the nails that I need to and then I do the gel and I put it under.
Interesting.
So yeah, there's so many options.
That's like terrifying to me a little bit, but if it works, it works.
It does work. It is crazy. And maybe it's just everybody has different techniques and things they like.
Yeah, I'm still dabbling. So maybe at some point when I get a little more comfortable, I'll
You have been crushing it, though. We just have to say that you've been killing it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So that needs to be out there.
Yes.
Today, you guys, we are doing our seasonal draft.
Yes.
We did a summer draft. We did a fall draft. We're doing a winter draft where we draft our favorite winter things, build a team around it.
Yeah, top 5 picks. We can't pick the same thing.
Can't pick the same thing. So the best things got to get taken early.
It's true.
You might not be left with them.
Yeah.
And then we always do like a sports parallel one. And because we feel like sports documentaries are so in right now, we're doing sports documentaries. We did movies, but it was like fun movies too. Like She's the Man or like Stick It. And these are like documentaries. So they're based on true stories.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what we're doing.
We didn't decide who's going first.
We didn't. And we've also been...
it based on who won last time?
Who won last time? You go find who won last time. I do feel like I need to preface this with the fact that Sarah and I don't love winter.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're going to do a winter draft. And then when we were chatting before we started recording, we were like both talking about how we were kind of stressed.
Yeah.
But I do think it was a good activity for me to realize that there's a lot of fun and positives in winter.
It's true. Yeah, because I was doing this and I was like...
and we might get a little creative with them because of it.
They might be a little niche.
But that's okay.
Okay. So last time we did best fall things, I won the best fall things draft. And then you actually won we did athletes with the best personalities.
Oh, okay. So let's have you start with the seasonal one and then I'll start with the sports one.
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
Yes.
Which is a bummer because I wanted to go first for seasonal one, but this is
Which
fair.
is also a bummer because I want to go for the sports one. Should we switch?
We're going to switch.
Okay, so Kiki's going first.
So thank you for joining us on that roller coaster,
Yep.
on that journey. I'm going to go first with the sports one and say...
winter. Are we doing...
I'm so sorry, you guys. Everything's fine.
Deep breaths.
Deep breaths.
We're doing best winter things as our first draft.
Yeah.
Kiki has the first pick.
Of favorite winter things, this one to me was the most obvious, the clear choice. Mm-hmm. Snowboarding or skiing.
Yeah.
Snow activities.
Yep.
In the snow, I just feel like even if you're somewhere where it's like warm, like I'm from Northern California, but guess what? You drive to Tahoe. There's places that you can go wherever, and I think that's a big one. So I'm going to take that as my number one pick.
Yeah. I 100% agree. A lot of mine are pretty specific. That one's pretty specific. I'm like, you could take it as a whole thing, but I'm getting into the nitty gritty. So my number one pick is going to be like Christmas cheer. Like I feel like everyone during winter, because of Christmas, because of the holidays, everyone's in like such a better mood.
The merry spirit.
Yeah, the merry spirit. Like the Christmas cheer of it all. Like, you go to grocery stores, I feel like everyone's a little nicer, a little more chatty.
That's a good one.
More willing to help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's my first pick.
That's fun. I didn't put Christmas things on it at all, but I think I like that. Because I feel like that continues throughout winter.
Yeah.
I am going to this one's very generic, but I love, like, hot chocolate and warm drinks.
That one was also on my list. I was going to take that next, but it's okay.
I knew it. That is my number 2 pick. Personally, I love hot chocolate and I love Dutch Bros hot chocolate. Yeah. They have so many different types of hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That, like, for me, as soon as it starts to get cold, I'm like, get me my hot chocolate.
Yeah. That and, like, I guess maybe I could take this one. You did warm beverages. What if I did, like, soup?
Yeah, you could still take soup. That's a good one. I think
I feel like that's
dinner.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was like, cozy up with, like, a good bread bowl and a nice, like broccoli cheddar soup, or even like
I could go for some broccoli cheddar soup right now.
Just like when it's freezing outside and you've spent like maybe all day outside and you're just like, man, I need something to warm me up really quick. You go home, cozy up with some soup. I'm gonna take that number 2. That wasn't on my list, but
no, that's so good, and now I'm hungry. So thanks. Just kidding. My third overall pick is going to be the winter treats at Trader Joe's.
Niche. Okay.
Very niche.
True, though.
But I shouldn't have taken this number 3 because I just didn't know if you would think of it.
I didn't think of it.
Oh, man, I should have waited. It's okay. The seasonal treats at Trader Joe's are undefeated.
Yeah.
Like, it truly is crazy how good they are every season. But winter, like, I went to Trader Joe's a couple weeks ago, and I went on a Saturday, and I was like, oh, it's kind of crazy. And the worker was like, when it's winter and around Christmas, it gets really insane.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, winter, even, like, I went to get an advent calendar, like, on, like, November 26th or something. Yeah. I was like, can I get an advent calendar for December? And they're like, oh, we sold out of those weeks ago. I was like, hello? What?
It's November still.
It's November. What do you mean?
That's wild.
Yeah, I just feel like their seasonal things are so popular.
It's true.
And I feel like their winter things, like, especially when it comes to, like, peppermint or, like, certain chocolates or, like, they have, like, their Scandinavian swimmers, but they have, like, Christmas versions of it. Like, it's so, so good. So that's my third pick.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, where do I go with this? Let me know if this counts as, like, winter time.
Okay.
In my head, it's still winter, especially here in Utah, but the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like that's kind of sporty, but we'll take it. It's February.
Super Bowl, but, like, everything surrounding it, I feel like it's early February, but, like, that's something I look forward to.
I think it's literally winter. February 10th this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say the Super Bowl.
It wouldn't qualify.
Not just necessarily the game, but, like, the activities that happen with it, like the halftime show, like all of that.
Super Bowl atmosphere.
Yes.
No, that's a good one. I'm going to say for my next one, outdoor ice skating.
Okay.
And this is one that I just feel like screams winter, but I know of places like they even do this like in San Francisco where it's not like freezing out or whatever, but it's just it's very iconic to me that it is wintertime when we have outdoor ice skating.
Yeah.
And it's like a cute, fun activity.
Yeah, for sure. My fourth round pick is gonna be Christmas lights. I
feel like you can't do
why? That's like screams wintertime. And people keep them up through the new year.
We didn't do a Christmas seasonal pick. Okay, fine. You can do Christmas lights. I would have picked Christmas lights so earlier, but I didn't do anything Christmas. I told you this when we were upstairs. I said it was hard to not do Christmas and do winter.
Okay, I missed that. But literally, that's the only other...
It does scream winter, so we will give it. But I feel like
not
winter...
just, like, the drive-thrus that you can go through, like, literally just driving around, like, that was, like, screamed winter to me growing up because we don't have snow where I was from. Like, driving around people's neighborhoods and seeing the
that's the best part of
it's like
Christmas.
Winter.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best part, but yeah.
Well, outside of Christmas Day, I feel like that's like one of the best activities that you can do anywhere.
This is true.
That's a good one.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. We should have talked to each other.
You know,
a little miscommunication.
It's okay. It happens.
So we're fine. I'm just debating on a couple, but I think I'm gonna end with just this one's like kind of specific, but I feel like homemade, I don't know if homemade is the right word, but like real fires and like cozying up around a fire in a home. Whether for me, I love fireplaces, like reading my book by the fireplace. Like this is my last one that I love. I don't even have a fireplace in my house. I will literally put a fireplace on the TV, and read my book.
The vibe of
a fireplace is so cute and wintry to me, and I love it.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
My last one is like the parties around this time of year, like holiday parties.
Such a good one.
Like New Year's parties.
That's such a good one, actually, because I almost said like game nights even, because when you can't go outside, I feel like people come over, they eat treats. I also almost said baking, because people will like bake together, do parties together, play games together. It is a good like social...
Yeah.
It's like a very niche social time, but it's like fun.
Yeah, especially when you live in a place where it snows. It hasn't snowed this year, but
it's cold.
It's cold, and like you don't necessarily want to do outdoor activities.
Yeah.
I personally am not a big skier or snowboarder.
Yeah.
But like
I'd like to group in sledding with that. I just didn't want to in case you wanted to take it.
No,
but
that's okay.
Officially I would like that to be on my board.
Yeah.
But it's true because those are like, if people don't like being in the snow, that's a good one where you're like inside and just hanging out with people.
Yeah. So holiday parties.
I know we already picked 5. I just wanted to honorable mention one that I just didn't feel equipped to put on mine was cold plunges. People are really into cold plunges right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not, but I love that for them. There's a lot of health benefits, and I feel like people thrive doing it in the winter.
It's true, because it's easier
to do.
Literally. You don't have to have like a fridge that you turn into.
Yes.
Like the reverse of a hot tub.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so, that's my honorable mention.
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, like, you could have just taken snow in general.
Yeah.
But I don't like necessarily love the snow.
Isn't it hard, because with these drafts, it's so much of, we always go through this, I feel like, you and I, where we're like, well, we want to like it, but also I'm just going to say also what I think other people like. Because I have been getting more into snowboarding, but I would not say I am a snowboarder by any means. You know what I mean? So, but I think a lot of people, like, that's why they look forward to winter.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is our seasonal draft.
And we will put it up on our Instagram so you guys can vote, and that will determine who goes first next time.
Yeah. So. Vote wisely.
Yeah.
Just kidding. You vote for honestly, for whatever you like.
Honestly, we've tied before, so.
I know.
We'll
I'm
see.
Like, what the?
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Next draft, we're doing sports documentaries.
Yes.
And I have the first pick.
Yes, you do.
I feel like it goes without saying. I feel like this helped spring like a new popularity in documentaries.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
I can't like not take it number one. The Last Dance.
It belongs number one.
Yeah,
it belongs number one, rightfully so.
Yeah, I feel like for our generation especially, it like brought a new like spotlight on documentaries, because like I watched a few, but like that one blew up. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So.
And it was during COVID, and they like released it early, so no one was watching anything else.
Yeah.
There was no sports to watch.
They really did it.
So that one truly was like peak in our society, where it was like everyone was like, "Oh, did you watch the latest one?"
Yeah.
Like that's all we had to talk about on social media or anything else, because there wasn't actual sports happening.
Yeah.
So
The Last Dance.
That's a really good one.
It's about Michael Jordan, if you guys didn't know.
Yes, it is about Michael. Yeah, it's about Michael Jordan, and if you haven't seen it, it's really good. Yeah. It's still on Netflix.
Honestly, I might rewatch it.
Yeah, honestly,
I haven't watched
it since either, and I think it's just really, it's so interesting.
Yeah, and I loved they like combined. They had footage from like back then, like behind the scenes footage, which was so interesting.
The like retro.
You don't always get that.
Exclusive access.
Yeah.
Super super cool. This one, there's like a couple that they have like. I'll just say it first. My number one, I'm just gonna go with like the Hard Knocks series.
Okay.
So that the reason I was gonna describe it is because there's different seasons, right? But like Hard Knocks as a whole, I think it's so cool to get like an inside look at an NFL team throughout the season. Right now, they're doing it on the Miami Dolphins, which is just such a cool team to follow.
Yeah.
Between like Mike McDaniels and like Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, there's just some, or literally like if you like the pop culture side, like
the
literally
TikToker.
Alex Earl's boyfriend, Mr.
Braxton.
Football Man, Braxton something, I don't remember. I don't remember his name besides Braxton. Anyways, like I just think it's kind of
Berrios. Sorry.
Yes, thank you.
I got it. It was in my brain. I was trying to think of it. Braxton Berrios. Okay.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think it's fun.
No, I didn't even think of that one. So
I really need to not say the ones you didn't think of so high on my list.
I love that you took it, because I was afraid you were going to take this next one.
And I think I know what you're going to take.
It's a little more like intense and definitely like maybe a trigger warning, but Athlete A.
So this was on my list, and it is intense because if you don't know what Athlete A is, it follows basically USA Gymnastics and Larry Nassar, who sexually assaulted these athletes.
Yeah.
And it is really intense, but I do think it's important that we still talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, again, yes, thank you for the trigger warning. I think that's really crucial in this.
Yes.
Because some of these were like, oh, they're so fun. This is very serious, but it was really, I think, important that it fully came to light.
Yeah. People didn't know what was happening, and like it's something you don't hear about often in like this kind of light, and so it happens, and it's terrible, and to see and to hear their stories, I think it can be important, like, for, like, healing process, and also if people have been or experienced something similar, for them to, like, know, like, it's not okay, and there is, like, you can get help for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I remember watching it and was like, I didn't really know. Like, I had heard about it, but to get the details and, like, to really learn their stories and, like, how strong these women are ultimately in the end is, like, I think super important.
I think super important. I think just as them speaking out gave them a bit of their power back, I think this documentary did too.
100%.
I am the type of person who doesn't love watching some, like, heavy stuff like this.
Yeah.
But I did watch this because it resonated so much with, like, I just remember following along. And so to me, as, like, a fan, of gymnastics and the sport itself, it was just, like, really, I felt like it was important that I watched it. And it was deep. It was good. I think that one belongs on this list. So I don't even care as long as it's on one of ours.
Yes, 100%.
As long as it's on one of ours. For my number 2, I am going to take Cheer. Did you ever watch Cheer? I
didn't. It was, like, very popular. Again, was that happened kind of during COVID or no?
Yeah, that was during COVID. I loved this documentary.
Okay.
It was so good. It was a Netflix series. I think I don't know if they did other seasons with other schools, but I was, like, very, very invested because I grew up doing cheer as well. And I feel like people don't understand how intense it is.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. It's about, like, this school that, like, isn't really known, but they are known for their cheer program.
Yeah.
And, it was just, like, I was just invested in it.
Yeah.
And they all had, like, really difficult and heavy stories of their own, honestly.
Yeah.
And even more of that kind of happened after the show. But the show itself was, like, really good.
Yeah, no, I remember hearing about it and, like, seeing the previews for it, but it never appealed to me. I don't know if it was because it was, like, cheer, and I was like, I don't know, that's not really, like, my cup of tea, but I feel like it's one that I need to watch. This honestly made me realize, like, oh, like, there's so many, because I, like, researched. I was trying to figure out, like, where I wanted to go with it.
I'm going for a variety here.
Yeah, same. The next one I'm actually gonna take. Oh, there's so many ways I know. But I feel like I have to take it higher up than I probably could, just because it's one of the ones that I remember growing up, and it, like, really impacted me. Was it's called Herschel. It's about Herschel Walker. He was a running back for Georgia and then went on to be, like, one of arguably the greatest running backs in the NFL.
Huge name. Yeah.
And his story was just, like, super interesting to me. And growing, it, like, goes through his entire life. So it starts when he's a kid. He was, like, bullied. People thought he was, like, not very intelligent. And it, like, just, like, fueled him more to do better. Yeah. And he would straight up, as a kid, like, as, like, an 8-year-old boy, would do, like, 100 sit-ups and 100 push-ups, like, a day.
Wow.
It was crazy. That number might not be 100% accurate, but he would do, like, every day consistently work out on his own, like, as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And, like, me seeing that as a kid, I was like, what the heck? Like, I need to be better. Anyways, so his story is so great. You can find it on ESPN Plus through, like, SEC Storied is what it's called. But yeah, I remember growing up and I watched that one. I was like, this is crazy what he did. And, like, he went on to be, and, like, he even was in, like, got involved in politics in Georgia. Like, he's unhuman. It's crazy.
Wow. That's a good one. Was that your third pick?
Yes.
I'm having a hard time structuring mine too.
No,
but when you said that, I thought of one that I feel like it's hard because part of me wants to go off, like, what everyone's watched, right?
Yeah.
But there is a part where I'm like, again, I gotta go for variety.
Yes.
So I kind of want to parallel one that I feel like would match that well.
Okay.
And do a 30 for 30, which is, like, ESPN's documentary.
Yeah.
called You Don't Know Bo.
Yes.
About Bo Jackson.
This was another one that I was thinking about, yeah.
So that one's just really good. Like, it starts off by talking about, like, you would hear these stories about, like, these crazy athletic things he could do. Yeah. And it was like, is it myth or fact? Like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
But he's just really interesting as a human, phenomenal athlete.
Dual sport athlete.
Yes.
So, played baseball and football.
Yeah. Just really, really impressive.
Yeah.
They're just, like, he's, like, not human.
Yeah.
So, but it was really cool and, like...
I honestly, maybe I shouldn't admit this, I confuse them sometimes. Like, I had to call my mom to make sure it was Herschel Walker and not Bo Jackson, the one that I was remembering.
Yeah.
Because they also happened kind of in similar...
like, eras.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they weren't far off in age and stuff. And so, yeah, he's another good one.
Which is why when you said that, I was like, I didn't even write that one down, but I should have.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put that down there.
You're number 3. Okay.
Number 4 for Sarah.
4, this one is like, again, variety, but every list I looked at, it was on there, and I remember watching it in college for like some random class, but it's called Free Solo.
I actually haven't seen this.
It is, so interesting because, so it's about, before I get into it, it's about a rock climber named Alex Honnold.
Mm-hmm.
And it focuses on his goal. He's a rock climber, specifically like free climbing, which is when you do it with no like harness or ropes. It's literally just you and your hands.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. And it's about his goal to climb the 3,000-foot El Capitan rock formation in Yosemite National Park. Like I said, with no ropes, no equipment, no nothing. And so it goes through like the mental like side of trying to grasp doing that. It goes through what he had to go through physically, like getting legally allowed to do that, you know, because that's kind of crazy to think about. You're climbing this 3,000-foot rock with nothing to support you. And it was interesting to see like how they filmed it and stuff like that, because they show him like climbing the rock, and so it's just like kind of crazy.
I've always wanted to watch that one.
And it's so interesting. It's kind of different the way that they like do it. The documentary almost feels like a home video because it's a lot of him just talking about it personally. Anyways, it's super good. So Free Solo, that's my 4th round.
My 4th round is gonna be one that I think is just kind of unique. Mm-hmm. It's called Welcome to Wrexham. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've heard of this.
It's the team that Ryan Reynolds owns.
Oh, yes.
I was like,
okay, yes, I have heard of this.
I was like, if I say that, you will know.
Yes, I do know this one.
Him and Rob McElhenney, I think I'm saying his last name wrong. He's in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I've watched. I know who he is. I just realized they call him Rob a lot. I don't remember how to say his last name. So him and Ryan Reynolds basically in 2020 were like, we're going to buy this football club, soccer, but we're going to buy this club and like just do our, like, let's see how far we can take it. And I'm actually like, I need to get back into this. I forgot about it, but I used to like, I was into it like early on. And I just think the reason I wanted to be on my list is because I think it's so cool that, like, a lot of the documentaries I feel like are done after the fact, or they just, like, pick a team for a season or whatever. But this is, like, the entire show is based around this one team for multiple seasons, multiple years. These 2 famous guys in Hollywood decided to, like, make it a documentary. So I just think all of that makes it really fun, really unpredictable. And like unique. Yeah. So I'm gonna put that as my number 4.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one too. Oh my gosh. There's so many.
Honestly, as we're going, I'm like,
I don't even know where to go, but this is another one that I feel like kind of blew up, and I also found really interesting just because I'm super into like true crime. Was OJ Made in America.
Wow. I actually am not into true crime. I haven't actually seen this one. Oh my gosh. Which is so crazy.
Good, because like, it talks about him as a player, but like it's more about like the trial and getting the story of him, getting the story of like the witnesses and like the victims, and like it is so insane just to, like, because I was pretty young when obviously all that happened. So, like, it's just interesting to see, like, that process and how it probably would have been way different than today, you know?
Yeah.
But I remember that one being really popular and watching it. And like I said, I'm super into true crime. So yeah, OJ, Made in America.
That's cool. I like that. That's good. That's cool because it has like a lot of, like, again, variety.
It's not just necessarily about him as an athlete.
Yes, totally. Man, this is my final one. And there's a lot of different ways I could take this, but again, I am going for a different type of variety. So I'm going to go with one to like bring in another sport and do Full Swing. Yeah. Which is the golf documentary on Netflix. I
had that on my list.
It's just really cool because I feel like it's like how all these golfers kind of are intertwined, but then it focuses on them individually. Yeah. And I think that's really cool where like I watched the Tony Finau episode and was like, oh, that's so cool to see like his family and how unique that is. And like, it's just I think it's another one where it's not like looking back, it's in the moment, but also like golf is an individual sport, so they show the individuals really well. Yeah. And it's crazy to see just like how different their lives are. Yeah. It's like, so true. It's just really, really interesting to me. And I think it was like cool to me as someone who's like, I like golf, but I don't know a ton about it. Fan. And So yeah.
I agree. No, that's a good one. That was on my list.
What are some of your honorable mentions? I have to know.
Okay, so like it pains me that I didn't take it, but there was a documentary about Tim Tebow growing up that my cousin actually would watch on repeat as motivation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was kind of, you think I'm he was like kind of psycho about Tim Tebow. Yeah. And I can say that because I literally had to ask him about the documentary and he's like, yeah, I was psycho about it. But it just goes through like how he was recruited and the influence he had at like the University of South Florida and into his Heisman year. And it's just like, I don't know. He's just very motivational and he's really good at that. And they did a really good job grasping that like side of Tim Tebow that like it makes you think that you can like run through a brick wall. You know what I mean? And so I just remember watching it, especially with my cousin and him just getting so hyped and would watch it like on repeat. So it's called Tim Tebow, The Chosen One, if you want to know.
Okay. No, good to know.
That's really good.
That is funny because I had one that pained me not to pick, which was Beckham. Like, I had that on my list. I just think it was like, I feel like it was a documentary of sports and pop culture. Yeah. And I don't feel like we have a lot of documentaries that like intertwine that much. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where we've talked about it a million times, so I won't get into it, but that was one where I was like, I don't feel like I can do 2 soccer ones. Yeah. I don't know. So maybe I'll regret that, but I do love that one.
My last one was another one that was heavy, and that's why like I hesitated to pick it, but it's called Seau. It's the 30 for 30 about Junior Seau. He was a linebacker in the NFL, and his story his story wasn't like the first big sign, but like one that really impacted people about CTE and the effects of it. He ended up committing suicide. And it goes through his story and then the aftermath of his story and how it affected the game and how it helped bring like a new light to like the issue of CTE. Yeah. Which if you don't know, it's like head trauma that happens from getting hit multiple times over and over. It can cause issues with like your mood, your feelings, even your speech, your memory, like all that kind of stuff. And so he kind of suffered silently. And yeah, it was another heavy one, so that's part of why I didn't do it. But like an important
one to be mentioned for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So. The last couple that I almost did but didn't do was, have you ever seen Last Chance U?
I haven't.
Super good.
But it's on my list.
Yeah. They have a football version and a basketball version now, I think. Yeah. I started with their football version. The only reason I didn't do it is because even though I didn't do it because I already had football, and because even though it's totally different than cheer, they have very similar feelings to me where it's like it's like this is kind of their chance to get out of where their situations. They go to this random school, but it's like about like their sport.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't do that one, but that one is really good. And this one is so specific, but another 30 for 30 that I love is called The Price of Gold, and it's Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding. And that one is just like, there's like the glamorized Hollywood movie version of it, but this is like the documentary version of it. And so I almost, it's tough. There's literally so many.
Yeah, literally ESPN does such a good job of making these, but now more recently, like other platforms are making them. Like we've mentioned, Netflix has been doing a bunch of Untold ones that have been really good.
I had Untold on my list too, actually. They're really good. There's Max has a couple. There's honestly, Hulu's the one where you can watch Welcome to Wrexham. There's a lot, Amazon Prime. Reminds me, speaking of incredible sports stories, you should watch Boys in the Boat.
Oh my gosh, I've been meaning to see it.
I've seen it twice.
I love that for you.
Why am I like this?
I don't get to the movies as much as I used to, but my parents were talking about it, how they really want to see it. And if you don't know what it's about a rowing team, correct?
Yeah, so basically it's about, in 1936, it's about it's like an underdog story of people who joined a rowing team and ended up doing it for college and then representing at the USA at the Olympics. And it's really, really cool. It's super inspirational. Very, I feel like anyone could see this movie. It was very clean.
Yeah.
It's based off a book. The book, I think, is way more factual than the movie. There's not that, the movie was factual, but they take things out or add little things or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I didn't read the book, but my dad did and loved the book. Yeah. And so I went and saw it with my family, and then I went and saw it with my boyfriend's family. It's really good. You should, when you have some time, maybe on a $5 Tuesday.
It's true. Yeah, no, I need to go see it. But, there's so many. Again, something we could talk about for
something so we could talk about forever. And it's because it's one of the reasons we love sports are for the stories. For the powerful stories, the inspirational stories, the motivating stories.
100%.
And that's why the documentaries matter, honestly. Yeah. So, that's it.
It was fun.
Guess we'll see who wins.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't know because I don't even know who I would vote for. I feel like you guys some good. We're evenly matched.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yep. Anyways, that's all we have on calling
the shots.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Happy winter.
See you next time.
Bye.